And absolutely screw you, mainstream media, CNN, MSNBC, ABC, NBC, CBS. And yes, you too, Fox. You're doing your damnedest to provide support and cover for the liberals to make their dreams come true. Joining me now is Bill O'Reilly, the author of Killing the Mob. Bill, I look at you. I just got to tell a quick story here. I filled in for you about 200, 250 times when I was over at Fox. And you know what, the one quick story is that I asked the first time, I said, do I have to wear a tie? And they said, nah, no tie, don't worry about it. The phone rings at that moment. It was Bill Shine's office. And it was you calling Shine saying Bolling has to wear a tie. I don't know, since then they make me wear a tie, but I look at you now. No, where's your tie, brother?
You know, I'm relaxing today, Bolling, listening to you rant and rave. You're not going to say screw you, O'Reilly, are you?
No,
You're not going to do that?
Hell no, I wouldn't.
And by the way, I never called Bill Shine about your tie. I just told the producers that Bolling's going to wear a tie, and then you wore a tie. You look better with a tie because you got a little flap thing going on here, Bolling, right there.
The flap. You know what I mean? I don't have a flap.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. I will tell you, though, Newsmax loves the fact that this show's the fastest growing cable news show in America right now, and I say I owe it all to O'Reilly. I learned from the best.
You do. It's absolutely true.
All right, can we talk about, I got to play this soundbite one more time for you, Bill, for the folks out there, as you would say. Listen to Barack Obama over the weekend saying this, it's not real outrage, it's all trumped up. Listen.
We don't have time to be wasting on these phony, trumped up culture wars, this fake outrage that right-wing media peddles to juice their ratings.
You know, what do you say, Bill? Is this fake outrage, or are we really pissed off about some of the things I outlined?
You know, I mean, what is he going to say? I don't even take this seriously. So Barack Obama goes to Virginia because Terry McAuliffe's going to lose. And they're doing their best they can, the Democratic establishment, to reverse that, try to get as many voters out that'll support McAuliffe. So what is he going to say? What is President Obama going to say? Terry McAuliffe's got a good point of view when he says that parents should stay out of their children's education. Is Obama going to say that? No. He's going to blame the right-wing media, which I don't even know what that is now. I don't even know what the right-wing media is. But it's all politics, and the clips that you showed, particularly the poor father in Loudoun County whose daughter was raped, that's going to cause McAuliffe to lose. So Youngkin will beat him 8 days from today.
Yeah, it's neck and neck, and polls have him right there. But and again, I think what happened was McAuliffe stepped on a landmine. He was walking through the minefield, and he stepped on it by saying parents don't have a right to dictate what their children are learning in school.
That was a huge mistake.
But Bill, expand it out. So Virginia matters, right? Virginia matters for Virginians, but also matters on a national election scale too. It's a bellwether. It's gone from solidly red to solidly blue recently. Maybe it moves back red a little bit. Indication of 22, perhaps.
If McAuliffe loses, that's huge. That's a big, big negative for the Democratic Party. And where was President Biden today? He's in New Jersey because Phil Murphy, the progressive Democrat there, is going down in the polls. Now, I think Murphy will pull it out in New Jersey because New Jersey, you know, the urban centers in that state are like 90% Democrat. It's a long, long story there. But Virginia, a little bit more diverse in its voting population. And so I'm saying McAuliffe's going to lose, but Murphy will probably pull it out.
You know, I can't imagine Murphy not winning that, but McAuliffe's, that'd be huge if Youngkin wins in Virginia.
Absolutely.
A huge bellwether for the rest of 2022 and maybe even on to 2024. Bill, let's talk a little bit about Fauci. And we now know Fauci lied about the Wuhan lab, about funding gain-of-function research at the Wuhan lab. It's likely that this coronavirus leaked from that lab accidentally or on purpose, who knows, depending on your point of view. And this whole thing about funding research to debark the dogs, it just drives me absolutely insane. We know you got a beautiful dog, Holly, who you love very dearly. Every dog lover's got to say, get rid of this guy. Fire. I think throw Fauci in jail or something's trending on Twitter right now.
Well, I asked Donald Trump a week ago when I interviewed him why he didn't fire Fauci, because obviously this guy has trouble with giving accurate information to the American public. Trump's answer was, and I understood that if he had booted Fauci then, it would have caused him a tremendous amount of political problems right in the middle of COVID. There would have been hysteria. You already had 2 impeachments. That would have been a 3rd. So I got it. But Fauci himself should be removed tomorrow by President Biden. Does Fauci know the $7 million from the National Institute of Health went to this organization, Eco Health, and then that went on to Wuhan? I don't know what Fauci knew, but I know enough to say that I don't trust the man. I don't think 95% of Americans trust him. So why is he there? Get rid of him. His credibility is gone.
Yeah, millions go to Wuhan land for gain of function. We know we don't like that. And millions, literally millions. We had some director of that watchdog group say that almost $2 million of Fauci, of NIH money through a subsidiary went to this testing.
$7 million.
Well, I'm talking about the $2 million to the dogs, to the Beagle research. Which
for the dogs. Well, look, I don't know about the dogs. I don't. If Fauci's organization is cruel to dogs, that'll get him fired, because Americans care more about dogs than they do about politicians. So Biden will have to get rid of them. But you're not going to see that story on any of the corporate media, and you won't see it in the New York Times or the Washington Post. So you have a very narrow window of information coming through to Americans now. And in order to get a guy like Fauci fired, it's got to be a crescendo of indignation. And that's the game that corporate media tamps all that down. And it works to some extent.
Now, a former colleague of ours, Bill, Chris Wallace, called Jen Psaki probably the best press secretary of all time. You want to weigh in on that?
He's right. Psaki is a brilliant propagandist. There's no doubt in my mind. She's slick. She does what she's told to do. She never goes off on a tangent, rarely makes a mistake. No matter how absurd her answer is, she gives it with conviction. She's trying to convince you that she's got it when she's saying the most dopey stuff imaginable. That's a talent, Bolling.
Oh, I'm not saying she's not talented, William. I'm saying she's a press secretary, she's the press secretary for all of America. I get it, she's the mouthpiece for the president, but don't they have to have some semblance of honesty and transparency?
Outside of your colleague, Sean Spicer, who I believe fit that description, trying to get valid information to the American people, I don't know too many presidential press secretaries that haven't been propagandists. I mean, they have to do what they're told to do.
We have a few former colleagues as well. We have Dana Perino. She was a press secretary. We have Kayleigh McEnany, Sarah Huckabee Sanders. I think. Wait.
All of those women that you just mentioned were very skilled, okay? But they didn't have to deliver the absurdity of propaganda at the level that Psaki has to deliver it. You see what I mean? So Perino was basically delivering a message from President Bush the younger that national security had to be upheld, all right? And she did it well. And I felt sorry for Kayleigh because at the end of the Trump administration, it's just mass chaos every single day. And she was fighting this propaganda apparatus in a very hostile territory. But for sheer nerve, that's Psaki. She'll look you in the eye and say, hey, it's okay that my boss never went to the border, and even despite 2 million foreign nationals being countered by U.S. authority. That's fine. No problem. I mean, that takes, there's another term for it, but I'll just say nerves.
Yeah, don't go there, Bill. We'll both get in trouble if you do go there with that term.
That's what Wallace was saying.
Go ahead. Well, yeah, so why give her that credibility? Okay, so she's good at lying for the boss. I mean, why is that great at your job?
Because her job is to be a propagandist. Her job isn't to tell the truth. If she went out and told the truth, she'd say, my boss is having a hard time. He's going to descend into 30s pretty soon. He doesn't have any solutions to any problems. That's the truth. But you can't do that. You'd be fired immediately.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in more than 70 million homes. You can get Newsmax TV on your cable system or check your cable guide. And if your system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them, tell them you want Newsmax TV, because we're real news for real people.